north. Is it east or west?
West.
West Scotland. The spiritual eco-village community. Attending an eco-village training, permaculture course. Yeah, and I think we went there without really having any expectations, any of us, because I was in quite a confused space before going on internship. I didn't feel connected to any project, and it was just kind of the last, I don't know, yeah, okay, let's do it. So there was no really inspiration or expectations or anything connecting to my choice of going to the Findhorn Foundation.
Same with me. I thought, Findhorn, it sounds nice. So let's see what happens. And we hope we can bring you with us during this amazing journey through the presentation.
It really was a journey. Yeah.
So this is permaculture, the course we had, and they have three main aspects: people care, earth care, and fair share. So basic ethics, and they work around those three topics, and the three topics are not. So we would have weeks. We had 3 weeks, and each week, the first week was about people care, the second week was about fair share, and the third was earth care. And so it seems that it's blocked, but we would have people care around every week and all the time, so they're really interconnected. And so the focus would, for the first week, would be people care.
And then the last week was a design block where we kind of gathered all our information and found our kind of call or focus, and then taken an initiative and actually designing a permaculture project. So the first week was mainly people care. I don't know if you can see what it says here, but the main focus were like looking after people, individual and community, on individual and community level, supporting legacy to future generations, cooperation, I think it says there, self-reliance, and glue. And this, why it says glue, is that what Findhorn says, that Findhorn is a community that has been there for 40 years, but a lot of the communities that are coming up now in eco-villages only last for very few periods before they break down. And what Findhorn said is that what has made their community survive is the people care. They see it as really being the glue. And what people care is really like both very much on an individual level, connecting to yourself and finding out your kind of own role in the group and in the community, but also creating spaces where the full potential of every single individual can emerge, so the sum of the whole kind of becomes greater than the number of individuals, and this really, caring aspect also. And we would do that in our group. We were 24 participants from many different parts of the world, and I think the youngest participant was Clara, and the oldest was 64. And we all had completely different ranges of experiences and backgrounds and everything. But so the first week was very much to like kind of get us together as a group.
And around that, we did a lot of circle sharing. We get to know each other. First thing we did was we had a landscape tour, so we went around the foundation and saw the buildings and get to know people from the community. And we also did an angel meditation. This is the natural sanctuary they have in there, and you see around the stone in the middle there was angels. We had this during
Shrina
week, the masterpiece. So they put angels on the floor, and we would have had a meditation, and we would tune in to what this month wants to bring us. And so when we felt ready, we'd go to the center and you could choose a card. And my angel was play.
Yeah, and my angel
And we also took one for the group, and it was efficiency, and it was funny angel, and everyone was like, "Oh, serious?" And we discussed around that, and we got to the understanding that efficiency is actually something really good because it allows you to do things with focus and presence, and then you can do whatever you want, you know. So it's kind of like, and we saw in the group we're so efficient, and everything we do would be like, so wow, yeah, done.
And there was no stress kind of. Like efficiency for me, I have like this kind of tense relationship to the word, but we were so efficient throughout the month, and I felt I got so much rest, and it was in such a flow, such a present flow. So it was such a new relationship to this word efficiency. Very healthy, especially for me, I think. This was like our common space where we would meet almost every day. These are like some of the faces.
So in the community, they are called Findhorn Foundation because Findhorn is already the name of a village that's nearby, 10 minutes walk. So they need they say they're a foundation, no, they're not. Yeah. Anyway, so they have a community center, and this is the upper community center where there's this room where people have meetings or workshops, and in lower part is a dining room and where the kitchen is. So this is the main space of the whole community. That's there where people gather to eat. And to have classes.
So to come a little bit back to what we did the first week, it was a lot about games, interactive games, and meditations, and also we had this workshop about finding a role in the group, like different dynamics that can be in a group. Also to kind of meet the needs of the different people. Some people really needed that everything was very structured and they knew exactly what was going to happen, and other people were more like, confused, or just like, something. But that was really good because then we were just kind of aware of each other's needs and could kind of carry whatever was in the group, and
seeing the difference but valuing them equally was really important. And we did it around group dynamics, so we had the workshops or lectures around this, and we also had a Be the Change symposium. It was 2 day, really intense.
It's like this worldwide movement. I don't know if you've heard about it. That's emerged from some ideas of some Native Americans in North America.
This is a part of the symposium we had. So it consists in 4 parts, and one of these is find your own place in the world. That's the main aspect of it. And then you go through where are we, our current situation, and we saw videos about all the disasters that are going around and all the awful things that are happening. And then after this we have opening your hearts, and this is a truth mandala ritual where they put on the ground 4 elements that symbolize anger, pain, emptiness, fear. And we did a ceremony, and after this, when you felt ready, you would go to the center and you could grab one of those things and you would express how you're feeling. So it's called honoring your pain. So after seeing what we saw, we could go and share with the group and be held by the group and feel the space that is safe to express whatever you want to express. And then in the evening, we had recollecting and healing. There was a sharing circle where we would sit and we would share what we felt, what we saw, what we heard with the group, and everyone would listen and be present to what happened to us and how it is important to go through this process.
And very, very powerful.
And in the morning, we had a going forth that we did 2 things, and one of those things was to watch a video. It was a TED talk. It's a guy that his main project in life was to gather all the projects and initiatives that were going around the world. So he was showing it, and if you would read all of them, you would stay 3 months reading, and it was only from 2009. So far he didn't update it yet. So it was a really interesting thing after seeing all the disaster that's happening, how much things are happening for the good and for helping us to get out from that, go through our dreams. So we would talk in a really honest and profound about what we want to do and what's the change that we want to bring, and also around the group. And that's a really special thing about the group. They were supporting. We didn't know each other before, but they were supporting whatever wanted to come, and we felt so empowered by this energy that whatever you want to do, we are supporting and we are here. This is the group, and we're tuning.
This tuning in, what we did here, as I said, we did it before a meeting, and we also tuned out at the end of a meeting. And at first we were like, okay, tuning in again, tuning out. Oh God, it's just too much.
Circles
and circles and holding hands, and yeah. But it was really, I really felt that how much it benefited the group, because we had a program, or our full schedule was from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9:30 in the evening, and there was so much information and so many impressions and so many relationships created and conversations, and in order to really be present in every single space, it was just such a good idea to kind of let go of what just happened and connect here with whatever you had, and then we also often made a little check-in of saying, okay, I'm really grumpy, or I really don't feel like speaking, or blah blah blah, and then it also kind of let the contributor or the facilitator that was there to be more flexible, to say, okay, I'm going to end it a bit earlier today, or I'm going to allow you all to lie down on the floor, or what we really need, I feel from what you're saying, that there's an interactive game. So in this way, they were very flexible and very also intuitively kind of awake. I felt every time I was thinking, now I would need a break, someone said it, and there was a very good time awareness, and so it never really became long or boring or too much. Yeah. And the same, the tuning out, kind of making a closing of what you just heard and what you just did, and then move on to the next. So in the long run, it really benefited the group, I think, even though it seemed a little bit too much for us in the beginning.
I thought, especially because we're coming from this assumption that being in a circle is boring, and it needs from us a lot of energy and presence, and we're seeing this energy and presence as something else that we have to do, but that we start seeing it as something so natural, that's something that connects so much to who we are and what is necessary to the moment, that it became part of who we are, and it became such a thing to do it and be present.
It was like, no, we almost forgot to tune in, let's do it.
This is Craig. Oh, this is
he's the oldest vocalizer. They were called vocalizers, as being the people that hold the focus. And he's about 75 years old and have lived in Findhorn his whole life, and he's such a wizard, or he's a magician, crazy artist man that really still is very intelligent and has a kind of good overview. It's such an inspiring man. So I think if we can get him here,
it's amazing. He's amazing. And he brought us to his house. And so he invited the whole group inside, and either we would have tea or a sharing moment, or go through the week, or we would work in his garden, or around. His house is in constant change, and he's the permaculture guide, and he brings permaculture in every cell.
It's this kind of idea of everything having to be in constant movements. So his house and his garden, everything is moving as nature, everything is changing. I think we have to.
The inside.
And this is cooking day we had, where all the participants were cooking together our different meals. But it was just I think we put this picture because it was such a nice
interaction between us. A lot of people inside the kitchen with, we need to be ready at 6.